A large chunk of National Party MPs could be looking for work after September 19th based on a current poll result. If the election was today, the so-called team of 55 could lose about 23 players. The latest Newshub Reid Research poll has National on about 25% and Labour on around 60%. Judith Collins sits at 14.6% as preferred Prime Minister, miles behind Jacinda Ardern on 62%. Remember, things started to fall apart for National earlier this year when Simon Bridges was rolled after two polls put the party's support at 30% or less. Bridges' preferred Prime Minister numbers dropped to 5% or lower. Under Todd Muller's short-lived leadership, National bounced back to about 38%. Now another nosedive. So are National MPs worried?
Hello.
Hi, is that Melissa Lee?
Yes.
Hi, Melissa. It's Lisa Owen calling from RNZ's Checkpoint program. How are you doing?
Good.
Can you tell me what you think about the poll result from last night?
Yeah, I haven't even looked at it, and somebody told me the result, so...
Really? You didn't even look at it?
I had a very busy day.
National List MP Melissa Lee, party spokesperson for broadcasting, communications and digital media. She apparently missed the news. OK, so 25% for National versus almost 61% for Labour. How worried are you about that?
You know, I never really worry about the polling. The only polling that matters is actually the one that comes out on polling day, on September the 19th. So, yeah.
Hey, did the party send out some lines for you guys to stick to? Is that a line that they sent you, that the only poll that matters is the one on election day?
Nope, I haven't seen any.
Okay.
But then, mind you, I mean, I've been really busy. I left Auckland very early this morning.
The only reason I ask is I've heard it somewhere before. Hi, it's Lisa speaking.
Hello.
Is that you, Agnes?
Yes.
That's Agnes Loheni, another National List MP who, like Melissa Lee, would likely be hunting for a job post-election based on the Newshub Reid Research poll.
To be honest, I'm actually not worried, Lisa.
Why
These
not?
polls are going to fluctuate. I'm just not. I'm giving you an honest answer. I'm actually not worried.
I'm curious, why doesn't it concern you, the drop?
It just doesn't concern me because these polls are going to fluctuate a fair bit in this period as we, get closer to the election.
It's a considerable drop.
I'm genuinely not worried. That's my response to you. You can ask me 10 times.
Yeah. So why do you think that National isn't resonating with voters right now?
Well, actually, that's not my experience on the ground where I am standing in Mangere.
And what's your experience there?
People are caring about jobs at the moment.
So why would a poll not reflect what you're hearing on the ground?
Well, that's a very good question. I'm just telling you that on the ground, they don't care about those polls. They actually care about trying to put food on the table for their families. A national government will ensure that we get the economy back into a positive space, and there's a lot of work that we have to do to make up for the past 3 years, and just focusing on the issues that matter to them. So I'm not focused on polling at all. That's my honest answer.
National rolled its last leader based on two bad polls, and those polls were better than the ones that this latest poll has resulted in. So was it a mistake to get rid of Simon Bridges?
Oh, look, I'm not going to talk about what's happened in the past, Lisa. That's actually not important at this moment. It's actually not important to the families that I'm talking to.
So did you take that poll seriously but not this one?
To be honest, I don't take those polls seriously. The only poll that matters, and you know it too, is on election day.
In terms of the leadership of the party, Agnes, it has changed as a result of bad polling. That was made clear by Todd Muller and Nikki Kay, that the leadership changed because it was felt that you couldn't possibly win under Simon Bridges' leadership with the poll numbers that you were returning. So why did that poll matter, those polls, and this one doesn't?
Well, there is going to be polling probably quite regularly, and I think it is quite volatile at the moment. There are a lot of people that are not sure, they're uncertain in this current climate, post-COVID, there's health concerns, also bigger concerns about the economy and how it will affect their families. And that's what I'm focused on, Lisa. You want me to comment on things back in the past? I'm actually not focused on that.
What does this mean for Judith Collins' leadership?
Thanks for your time.
What does it mean for Judith's leadership? No point hitting redial. Who's next?
Hello, Maureen speaking.
Hi, Maureen. Lisa Owen calling from RNZ's Checkpoint program. How are you doing?
Oh, good day, Lisa. I'm good.
What do you make of the results in the poll?
Look, I've said this in the past before that I don't actually work to the polls, and I've deliberately not done any local polling of my own. And that's two reasons, and it's psychological. If I do a poll and it's a good result, I might psychologically take my foot off the pedal. And if I do a poll and it's a bad result, I might psychologically throw in the towel. So I choose not to do them. I just think it demonstrates we've got to work hard to win this election, and that's what I'll be focused on.
So, well, your whole team might have psychologically taken their foot off the pedal after the 25% result, mightn't they, given that reasoning?
I doubt very much, because I know those people really well. They won't take their foot off the pedal.
What do you think it means for Judith Collins' leadership?
Well, I thought Judith's leadership result was actually quite optimistic. And given that she's been in the role for only a couple of weeks, I thought it bodes well for us. I think we've made a really good decision to have her there, and she's handled it extremely well. But it's early days. We've still got a month or 6 weeks ahead of us. And as you know, Lisa, a week's a long time in politics.
Maureen Pugh knows a bit about the revolving door of politics. She's been flung from it a few times. What would you do if you lost your job? Because based on that result, a lot of you are out. 23 MPs. Right. Gone.
Look, you may be aware that I'm a yo-yo MP. I've been in and out a couple of times, and I'll just do what I've done in the past, and that's go home and work on the farm.
So is that an option that is really under consideration for you at this point?
Oh, it's always been, it's always been there for me. That's what my life was before this. It's what my life will be after politics. It just depends on the public when that happens.
So did you support Judith Collins?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you didn't think it was winnable with Simon Bridges because of those poll results?
Is the preferred leadership poll results, you'll be aware of those. So, no, I didn't. And look, there's a lot of water flown under the bridge in this country since then. And, COVID has made a huge difference. And the economic situation the country is heading into is starting to bite really hard to ordinary New Zealanders. And with the temporary cushioning that we've had from the wage subsidies, with those about to finish, this economic hit is going to start hurting us as a country. And I think the country is going to realise that they need a party that is most able to manage that economic recovery to be governing.
Why do you think that message is not currently resonating with voters?
Look, I can't answer that. We've got other poll results that we'll be looking at tomorrow.
Oh, what are they showing you, Maureen? What are they showing you?
There are poll results that we will be seeing tomorrow. So, of course, I can't tell you what they are because it's not tomorrow yet.
So internal polling will be shared with caucus, will it?
I understand so. We were aware 3 weeks ago that there would be another round due. And, of course, we've only got 2 more caucuses before the House rises. So I am anticipating that we'll see something tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be next Tuesday.
And so how often is the party polling at the moment?
Look, you'd have to talk to Jerry Brownlee about that. I don't know because I don't manage those things.
Speaking of Jerry, how well do you think he's going as campaign manager?
Oh, Jerry's good. He's really good. He's got his finger on the pulse. And, of course, he resonates really well with grassroots New Zealanders. I know he's really popular on the West Coast and in Tasman. And, I think they've made a really good, strong start as a leadership team.
Alfredo here speaking. I had a call from this number.
Are you and your colleagues, a large chunk of your colleagues, looking for new jobs?
Why would we be doing that?
Well, did you see the poll result?
Well, Lisa, you've been around politics and so have we. I've been in for 9 years. And the thing is that we're here to serve our communities and serve our country, just like what I've been doing all of today so far. And so our job is to go out there, just continue to do what we do best, which is to serve the people.
You can't serve them if you're not in Parliament, can you? And on those figures that you're currently polling on, I think it's about 23 of you are going to lose your jobs. How worried are you about that?
I'm not worried at all. Look, the reality is that, polls will come and go, and yes, they're an indicator, but what we get on the ground every day is that actually people are saying that actually they want something different. They don't have confidence currently where they are at the moment. There are two options that we also have, is that for us that we're working hard in our local electorates to win that electorate, and then at the same time to win the party vote. Party vote is always the number one thing. So for us, the fact is that, if we're going to start sitting around and we're, 65, 66 days out and start thinking about the polls, then we've lost our focus.
So did you lose your focus when you used the polls to get rid of Simon Bridges? Did you lose your focus then too?
Well, I didn't use those polls myself, as you know, Lisa.
You say that polls reflect a direction, and the direction has been very clear since February. It's downward, isn't it? You can't argue with that, can you?
Oh, look, I think the fact is that when we came out of COVID, like I said, it was unfortunate that we had to go through a situation where we had to change the leadership. That doesn't help. And when everyone was down, right, that didn't show stability for us.
Labor's not down though, and you guys are markedly down, and it's the trend. It's even if you don't accept this poll, the overall trend is one that is tracking downwards to the territory you can't form a government.
Well, I don't agree with that. I think actually, obviously after COVID, after lockdown, everyone took a downward trend. Then we had to change it in leadership. As I said, that wasn't helpful. But now that we've actually stabilised, we've got a strong leadership. We've got people who are experienced, who are starting to step forward with these policies. We're just over 60 days left to go. As you know, it's a long game. Even in that period of time, one day is a long time in politics. As I tell people, anything can happen.
Nicola Willis was on a windy street when Checkpoint managed to dial her up. Her response to the Newshub Reid Research numbers was just as breezy.
Oh, well, polls are polls. Sometimes there are rogue polls where the group of people that are sampled aren't broadly reflective of the views across the wider community.
What's internal polling telling you?
I haven't seen the latest internal polling, but I am told by Jerry Brownlee that it's giving us a much brighter picture than the Newshub poll you're quoting.
She's a first-term MP who made it in on the back of Stephen Joyce's resignation. What do you think this poll means for Judith Collins' leadership, these numbers?
I think that Judith Collins has already got off to a great start as leader. I'm getting really good feedback about her from our supporters and from the community at large. This means that she has an opportunity to tell New Zealanders what National's plans are and to grow our support. And I'm confident she will do that.
Willis, a List MP, has done well out of the leadership reshuffle, rising swiftly up the ranks and scoring the weighty portfolio of education. Others think she could go higher. How long before you're the leader of the National Party?
I want Judith Collins to be the next Prime Minister, and I'd like her to be there for a very long time indeed.
So what, 3 more terms, and then it'll be your turn?
Lisa, I'm not even going to play this game.
That was a collection of National MPs there reacting to the poll result. Now, Checkpoint did request an interview with Judith Collins and received this response from her press secretary. I appreciate you have been doing your own straw poll of our MPs. Accordingly, Judith won't be talking with you tonight.